kids napping, so y'all know what time it is. It's time to journal out loud. Have y'all ever heard people talk about Jesus flipping the tables? Of course you have. We all have heard somebody mention how Jesus was up in the temple flipping tables, right? But really, when do they mention it? When, like, think about it real quick. When do they bring up Jesus flipping the tables, right? Exactly. They bring it up when they trying to tell you, don't play with them. Don't play with me because yes, I know the Lord, but Jesus also flipped tables up in the temple, so that means I can act up too. So don't play with me, right? I ain't even got nothing to say really because I've done it. I've said it. I've said don't play with me. He's still working on me, and Jesus flipped tables. So much think I won't flip this table up in here because I will, because I might, because don't play with people who in their past life had anger issues. Yeah, don't play with them like that, okay? But today, I was challenged to look at it in a different way. Like, I was reading from my She Reads Bible. It's around here somewhere. I kind of put it up. I was reading from my She Reads Bible. And one of the devotions was, she brought it up in comparison to the term Hosanna, right? Which is supposed to mean, come save us now. So, really, what she said was, Jesus went into the temple to cleanse the temple out of from all the nonsense and the business to make room for those who was crying out to him for help, because his father's house was meant to be for a house of prayer, which would lead to those people who was crying out to be saved, right? So who told us that Jesus flipped the tables mean we can act a fool? Who told us that? Because according to this, which then she gave me the scripture that go along with it, who told us? Who told us this? Now I'm up here thinking about who told me that. I don't even know who told me that. I probably just heard it and I just probably went on with it because I was raised by some old people. I don't even know, man. But the point is, today we gonna get into why Jesus was really in there flipping tables and get our correlation right. So next time we talk about Jesus flipping tables, it's proper and it's not to tell people not to play with us, right? So in this, she begins to talk about how Jesus flipped over all the tables pretty much to the point that he made the clergymen think he was gonna flip them too, because Jesus was not playing no games with people inside of there. He was like, get all this business up out of here. Quit trying to put the sacrifice and offers in alphabetical order. Quit trying to see, who number one for giving the largest offering this week and brought the biggest ram. Cut all that out right now, because you hear the people outside crying out that they need help. Y'all up in here trying to count sacrifice. Like, what did I tell y'all that my father's house was meant for? For prayer, for the people, to save the people. Yeah, and they even keep on going on in the text to make sure that they mention that these people that are outside that were yelling out, Hosanna, come save us now, that they were considered to be like the least and lowest of the people throughout the city. They were blind, they were lame, they were small children. Everyone that just basically didn't have no significance in their city. They was just like the blind and the lame out there hollering, they ain't bring no sacrifice, so we're gonna leave them outside. And Jesus was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So he ran up in there, flipped the tables over. Like, you know what? You don't want to stop the business to help the people? I'm gonna flip the table over and shove everything out the way and open the door and tell people, come on in. Come on in. You need healing? Come on in. You need saving? Come on in. You blind and you want to see? Come on in. I'm not worried about this little business y'all trying to facilitate up in here when people literally right outside these windows of this building or this temple is struggling. And y'all up in here talking about y'all counting the sacrifice for my daddy? For my daddy? And this ain't even what he care about at his core, at his root. Like, don't get me wrong, this is not advice to say, God don't tell you to be a sacrifice. He don't tell you to tithe, all the other kind of stuff. This ain't about that. But I don't want to hear nothing else about no, she didn't. I didn't say that. I didn't say that because I tithe. What I said was, that's not what's most important to God. Literally, if other people are literally surrounded by you that need help, that need encouraging, that need healing, need that, He don't care if you say, you know what, I'm not gonna help them because, but I brought you my tithe though. He'll be like, what is wrong with you? What is? Are you thinking? Do you remember me? Do you remember what my daddy was about? Like what you doing, y'all? So that's why he was really, really up in there flipping tables. Not because he was telling people not to play with him, but as I began to think through and sit here and just dwell on what she's saying in this, it's like many times we can let other people, or even we can think about ourselves in a way that we are like those people that don't have it all together, that are, the least of the people within the city, because everybody else look like they got their whole life together. They bringing their big old riches. They got their big, huge sacrifices. They're doing, religion as like a business, or as like, so strict to rules that, versus a personal relationship like that. We're not even welcome there to get our life some kind of way together, our own track, because we don't have these certain doctrines or something like that already in order to basically be worthy of being in a place like a temple that's supposed to be for prayer and for helping people. But because we don't have what they would consider to be of status to be worthy of coming in there and to have some kind of worth, they literally are not allowing us to feel welcomed in these places, in these areas. So Jesus was like, like, I'm going to shut all this down and I'm going to welcome you in. Like, so then the woman goes on in her devotion to say, like, we think about our little offerings or what we have to present to Jesus. Our humble offerings carried the long journey from my home or my past over rocky roads and mistaken land miles. But even like when we come in with all of our baggage, all of our sin, like, God still sees us, and He'll come down to our level and look us in the eye and see us still for the true us, like who we truly are at our core. And then He will tell us, you can still come in here. Like, you can still come in here. Like, when He opened the temple doors after He flipped our tables over and made room, the people He invited in, the children were still children. The blind people were still blind while they was walking in. As He was inviting them in, they were still blind. The people who were lame in whatever form of fashion they was lame, because they call a lot of things lame, He still said they could come in there. He still invited them. So I started to think about it, because y'all know I'm a mama. So I'm like, let me think about it from like a kid point of view. Like, if a kid got lost or did something that they felt like, they were ashamed of, but then they're gonna get in trouble for it, whatever, and they had so much anxiety and distress and things like that about it, that they like, they frantic. But then, and they don't know what to do. But then their parent appears and they see them. And when a parent see their baby, it's all up in here. It's all up in here because they see their baby and they're like, that's my baby. Like, I know they run up amok, but that's my baby. So they see them and they motion for them to come on over, like, it's okay, and embrace them and let them know that it's safe and they feel safe again and everything is going to be okay. Like, think about that. Like, so when the people was out there, they ain't got nowhere to be, nowhere to go. Ain't nobody helping them. Ain't nobody saving them. They don't feel like they belong nowhere. Jesus went in there, flipped tables, made room. It was like, come in, and gave those people a sense of belonging to Him. So basically, the devotional was trying to point out that God welcomes us, even when we're defenseless, even when we're sinful, and He becomes like our defense. He brings in the weak. He makes them strong. He doesn't desire all these shiny, shiny sacrifices that we want to give Him out of our pride. Like, He don't want something that you're doing without the purity of your heart. He cares about our heart. Like, He cares about our heart. He cares about our heart. He cares about our heart. Like, anything else you talking about, if your heart ain't right, He not trying to hear it. He really not trying to hear it, because He knows that if your heart not right, whatever you talking about your mouth, whatever you trying to put on a front or facade about, it don't mean nothing no way. So He's after the people's heart. So when they calling out to Him, He's gonna go save them because they calling out genuinely because they don't got nowhere else to go. They don't got nobody else to turn to. So they're calling out genuinely out of their heart. And only God knows what our hearts truly, truly, truly need when we call out to Him. And call out to Him as they were doing, like when they were saying Hosanna. He knew back then what they needed. When they was just, it says like they were screaming Hosanna outside of there, which means come help us now. It don't say they was out there screaming, Jesus, I'm blind. Jesus, I can't walk. Jesus, I'm just a little kid that ain't got no parent. Like they was out there just screaming Hosanna, which means one thing. Well, it means two things, but this what it mean right here in this context. So He knows, y'all. He knows. When we cry out to Him, like the old people say, like He knows the moans. So when you don't know the words of prayer, you just moan and grow, or you just wave your hand, or you just what? He still know what you got going on. He still know what you need. Y'all, it just is it coming together for you? And it even like I'm a mama in my course. So I'm sitting here thinking like God is our parent. And just like He's our parent, like me as a mother, like I know what my child, like that child, I birthed that child. So I know when I hear it cry, what it needs. Like another person gonna scramble and not know what it needs, but that mama, she know what that baby needs. When that mama hear that baby cry and it's other babies crying, she know which one of them babies is crying that's hers. Because they're in tune, because that baby came from her. Y'all, and that's just like the same way that God knows us. And it just blows my mind because it's like He really knows us that well, and we think we know ourselves. We think we know what we need. We crying out telling Him we need or want this one thing, and I know I did me one time telling Him, God, I need this, I need this, I need that. And He just like, okay, okay. He don't even tell me that I don't need it. He just literally shows me what I actually need. And you know what? Y'all, two more correlations just hit me. Okay, the first one. We cried to God, right? We cried to God, we cried to God, we cried to God. In the old scripture, when I gave the examples and the parables, it was saying that people was crying out to be saved, right? So He flipped tables to make room for them, right? But what if He's still flipping tables, right? We cried to God, we cried to God. God, I want a different this, I want a different that. I want to be healed, I want to be changed, I want to be made whole, I want to do better, I want to do right for you, right? Don't He get to flipping stuff upside down? You hollering, God, just give me patience. He making everybody test. He flipping everything upside down in your life to test your patience because that's what you want, right? He finna say He finna give you what you need, but not the way you think you need it. Like He flips tables. Oh, He flips tables. He flips tables, y'all. He flipped tables. Jesus, a table flipper. It don't matter how you spin it, He gonna flip that table. He gonna flip the table if you need to be saved. He gonna flip that table while He's saving you to get you to where you want to be. He gonna flip everything you got going on, everything you think you need, everything you think you was connected to, upside down to give you what you're asking for, right? To make room for what it is that you need. You need the healing. He finna flip them relationships upside down. You need peace. He finna flip everything upside down. You ain't gonna have no job. You ain't gonna have no friends. You gonna be bored. He flipped it all to give you what you need, give you all what you ask for, save you from the thing that's tearing you up. And then think about it, even if we not like He's so good, y'all. Even and so caring, y'all. I can't get my thoughts straight. Even if we not crying out to Him like they was hollering, Hosanna, please come save us. He just hit me with, you know, that sometimes people, have you heard somebody say, like an old person say, like, oh, look at that poor child. They just a cry for help. They saying that this person not verbally speaking out that they need help, right? But look how they're acting. Look how they're behaving. Look how they're carrying themselves. They still crying out for help. So even when we not on the page with God crying out to be saved or something, look how you acting. Like think about it back when you really, like, in hindsight, you didn't know you was needing help. You didn't know how you was dressing was showing that you needed help. You didn't know the people that you were choosing, the actions that you were exhibiting, the behaviors you were displaying was basically showing God, like, you crying out for help. Cause look what you're doing. Look what you're doing. Think, like, when my kid, I know when he's sleepy. I know he crying out for some rest. Yeah, my 3-year-old is gonna start flipping tables. He gonna start acting crazy. He literally one time literally cried because he didn't know how to sit down. You don't know how to sit down? You don't know how to sit down? So you telling me you stood up to cry to tell me you don't know how to sit down? Yeah, he get to doing stuff that makes absolutely no sense. And I get mad. I get frustrated. I be back to flip the table back. But then it'll just hit me. What time is it? You taking that today? All right. You taking a nap. I know what it is. You tired. Right? You just, all you is tired. You will act like you got some sense once you get some sleep. So it's like, in that same way, God just be looking at you. Know, I told y'all, God look down at us like chicken heads, just be like, look at that little chicken head, look what they doing. He be like, just look at them. They don't even know all this stuff that they doing really is a cry for help. Really is a cry for love. Really is a cry for healing. What is a cry? Really is a cry out of traumatic experience. Like, and even in that, he'll hear it. And you know what? He'll involuntary because he want to save you, because he want to give you another chance to get back with him, to get back right, to give you what you are longing for but won't even verbally ask for from him. He'll start flipping all of your stuff upside down, that you will be forced to leave the things that ain't leading you nowhere to come to him, because you ran out of options, because it didn't ran you down so bad, so low, that you're like, you know what? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Can't, at this point, it's okay. I'm finna let it go. Cause I don't even know what I need. But I know this ain't it. This not it no more. Cause this used to be fun. But now I got my stomach messed up. This used to be fun, but now I can't remember nothing. This used to be cool, but now I'm starting to, I can't even recognize myself no more. And this used to be my coping mechanism. This used to be my thing to do. This used to be, my outlet. And now it just ain't right with me no more. Every time I try to, something go wrong. Every time I get close to it, something go wrong. Something ain't, like, he will even flip the table when we're not even asking him to, y'all, to get us back to what he know we need. Like, I don't even think we in this world love each other like that. Like a parent might come close, but sometimes I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Sometimes I just let my child ride it out. Like, you argue with me and you refuse to take a nap. Sit there and cry because you can't sit down then. I mean, what you want me to do? I gave you the option. I told you to sit down. I offered you a blanket. I offered you a pillow. What do you want from me? I done gave you everything I could do. I tried to be cool. I tried to be chill. Tried to be calm. You didn't want to hear me no way, so have it your way. Have it your way. But God loves us even more than a parent will love their child. That he would still be patient, and he would still give us chances and opportunities to come out of what we think we know and make room for what we truly, truly need. And yeah, I told all y'all that. I told y'all all that. Lord, just to give y'all a new perspective on practicality of what it looks like to apply the scripture about Jesus flipping the table. Because even I was I was trying to apply it to my attitude. Y'all, my attitude used to be fire. But now I'm so much calmer and so much more peaceful. But I could still find myself telling people, it's in there, don't play with me. You don't know my mama. Jesus flipped tables before. Play with somebody else. Yeah. But now I'm like, Jesus flipped tables for people like me and you who don't really got it all together, who might feel unworthy of coming to the temple or coming to people that, could help us, or that may be Christian or something like that, because we're desiring help. We know we won't change, but it seems as if there's no place for us to come and approach them. Like, I'm gonna tell you this one more story. I'm gonna go. But even I can remember back when I was pregnant with my first child. Like I was so ashamed to go in front of my grandpa. Like I love my grandpa, but he didn't play that. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Jesus, the devil. Where you at? What side you on? Like we don't play that. And although he probably got a past too, he probably had to go through some journey and healing too. One thing he wasn't gonna do is play with you about what he was teaching you and what was acceptable to him, right? So in all that, and me assuming I'm his favorite granddaughter, I was ashamed to go even just be like, I'm pregnant. No, I don't have no husband. No, I don't have no ring. No, I don't have no wedding for you to attend. But I'm pregnant with a baby. And it made me feel like I couldn't go to him because I knew how he was. I felt like I knew how he would approach me. I felt like, it just was not okay. But in all that, he still loved me. He loves my son. And it was okay. But baby, what I do? I got pregnant again. So not only did I have the one baby that my grandpa let me, grow and live and still love me. Yeah, not only did I feel ashamed one time to come back to my grandpa, like the second time, I literally would fight. It was fighting words if I heard somebody say that they was going to tell my grandpa about the fact that I was pregnant. Like I was trying to hide it. I didn't want to go up his house. Like I just felt like I could not deal with the scrutiny that would come from you did this again. Still not married. Still ain't got no husband. Still, and you done mess around and had another kid. And I didn't have it in me to get an abortion, so I had to do nothing but sure. I had a baby. And I just felt like I could not deal with it. I could not accept it. And I could not go around a place where I wanted to be loved, a place where I wanted to be accepted, a place where, I felt like God would give me comfort, like through a person, like through my grandpa. But I was so afraid to approach him. Eventually, I gained it up to go over there. And he let me have it. He let me have it because God gonna let us have it about, correction and what it is that we are doing that is not right. But my grandpa to this day still loves me. He still loves both of my kids. He still accepts us and let us know that if we have no place to be, if we have no place to go, we can come to that little house that I grew up in and we have a home. We have a place where we can come in and be accepted. We can still laugh, we can eat, we can still joke, and we can still be us, and we will still be loved on despite our mistakes in our past. And I can come and be loved on even while I'm pregnant with the thing that I'm ashamed to bring to him. Like until I had a baby, until I get married, until I get my life together, he's still gonna love me, and I'm still welcome at his house. So in all that, y'all, God do the same thing. My grandpa ain't the strictest smile, but I'm just trying to tell you that God is willing to flip tables to make room for you to be saved, for you to be healed, for you to feel at home, for you to feel like you belong somewhere. There's a saying that's like, you can belong before you believe. And I know a lot of Christians get tight about that, and that's your business. But what I get out of that is God welcomes us in just as we are, and then he allows us to experience him, and that's what's gonna make us believe in him. So the reason they saying you can belong, because you can have community, we can accept you, we can love you, we can support you, we can tell you you're not alone, we can provide you shelter, we can do these things for you, and you can belong here. You can be a member here, you can be a part of this, because like as we invite you in and give you a place to belong, we're making space to allow God to do what he's going to do to give you your experience with him. And in that, we don't have to make you believe, we don't have to force you to believe, we don't have to tell you got to have all these boxes checked before you can belong. Like you just need a place to absorb God, experience God. And when God do that for you, you're going to believe yourself. So I'm not upset by that comment. I'm actually fueled by it to even offer that in my community that I'm trying to build for women. We focus mainly on millennial women. But if you want to be a part, be a part. If you don't have somewhere to go and you don't have all these boxes checked, you don't have all these things together, just come. Just show up. Something may be said. You may hear something. You don't even got to interact. You don't got to comment. You don't have to buy no product. You don't have to do anything except come be a part of a community that eventually over time, God's going to meet you there. God's going to connect you with someone that's going to help you meet. God's going to connect you with one of a product or something that don't even really got to do with me. It could be a totally separate person connected to you, or you have a totally separate experience. But I just introduce you to the idea to allow space to experience God, and that there's other women that can support you while you're trying to journey through what they look like. Because I told y'all my business. I had one baby, and I was ashamed. Then I got pregnant again, and I was ashamed again. And I didn't know what to do. So, what place can I go being a child of a minister with a Christian background? You can't go back to the Christians and you got 2 kids out of wedlock? That's what I was thinking. Even though I've had my journey and process with God throughout these 2 pregnancies, before I got pregnant with my first child, I still made mistakes that made me feel like I wasn't worthy of coming to the church, coming to Christian people, coming to my grandfather without that shame. And God sat with me in the most smallest, intimate of spaces and ways and said, hey, look, you are welcome. You belong. Like, I will flip tables and make room for the healing, for the growth, for the development that you need so that you can believe in me. And so that's why now y'all can just get sick of me, but I cannot fake believing in him, because when I didn't have nobody, at moments where I still feel like I don't have nobody, I got him. So at the end of the day, all I'm offering to you is the ability for you to think about this and God flipping tables in a different way. If you don't have a place that you could feel like you can belong here. We can be besties. And if you never experienced God, try it. What's the worst that could happen? You feel better. You feel whole. You feel. The worst thing that can happen is you say this is not for me, and you move back around to what you're doing, as if it's better. I doubt it. I'm sure he's still gonna bother you in some other kind of way, shape, form, or fashion through somebody else. But it's your life. You do what you want with it. But I'm just telling you what happened to me, how he come at me, what he shows me, and you do with information what you want to. But I've been on here talking to y'all, and my kids I wake up in a minute, so I'm gonna see y'all the next Saturday journaling out loud. But yeah, just think about this next time you get ready to flip tables or say Jesus flip tables to support you acting a fool. I'll be thinking about this. I'll be thinking about this. Okay, y'all, bye.